have to forage our own grains. I could do it with this field, but it's really not worth it. The best grain for volume is barley, whether you're making grain to sell or whether you're using it to make silage from. The difference is with what we're doing here with oats, it's more valuable, so you get less of it, but the higher value makes it about even. So barley, you produce a ton of it, but it's not worth as much as the wheat or the oats. But if you've got chickens that eat wheat, or pigs that eat wheat and barley, you're better off growing the barley rather than the wheat to feed them, because it'll go further. Chickens don't care whether they eat 1,000 litres of wheat or 1,000 litres of barley, it's the same to them. But you produce way more, but you produce 10% more barley than you produce wheat, so it just makes sense. And it just so happens with Maize Plus, exactly the same thing is true. Fold that up. I need to turn GPS off and worker on. There's 919 litres left. We didn't completely empty it. Not to worry. So this is pouring slowly because I'm using the grain doors. Grain doors affects tip angle, so we're not likely to hit the shed roof if we use the grain doors. If we use the full tip, it'll tip higher and be a little bit more of an issue. Anyway, this tractor's perfectly capable of doing this job. Obviously, transporting stuff over to the grain mill will do with the Deutz, with the John Deere, because there's hills to negotiate and this thing just won't have a good time at that. Okay, just park that there, and we'll go get in the John Deere and go hitch up. Don't look at that. Go hitch up the mowers. But yeah, the Massey is perfectly capable of running the small baler. It just can't run the baler wrapper. The baler wrapper is going to make smaller bales, because our wrapping stuff is the the Anderson X tractor, which can wrap all sizes of bales. And we just recently upgraded our round one to the hybrid, which wraps both round and square bales. So if we ever want to go to square baling, we can, although once again, Massey Ferguson can't run it. So upgrading the farm to square bales or anything like that is not going to be something we do immediately, because we just don't have the tractors with the appropriate horsepower to do all the tasks that we have on the farm. Now obviously when we're not harvesting, the Deutz is available, but for right now, zero availability on that tractor, and there's no second-hand tractor I could bring on the farm to fill the job. So that wrapper, not going to be using that. Hitch this up to there. Look out the front so that we know where we're going. And this is the only tractor I've got that can run the manure wagon as well. And that's going to be a thing this year. So this little tractor can run the little baler, but the little baler is set to maximum size bales. The wrapper is kind of handy. That's the thing. All of this kit here We've got the mower, we've got the rake, we've got the tedder, we've got the baler. The Massey has been running that almost solo for the first 3 or 4 years. And it's only since we got hold of a used butterfly mower that we don't need the rake. If we're making grass, we don't need the rake. We don't need, obviously, if we're making hay, we do. So we will set this up. This is currently set 180 centimetre bales, so the biggest bales. Control X, reset bale count. How about we do that? Nice. And we will lower the thing, turn it on, follow the John Deere. Alright. You're good. Obviously I shouldn't have turned the baler on, but I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have turned the baler on, but I didn't make sure that the follow me had actually activated. So let's turn that off for a minute. Alright, so let's try that again. Turn it on, follow, and Massey Ferguson AI worker, good. So, we are now being followed. Which bale thing are we on? We're on that one. We'll lower that. I'm going to turn the button on without conditioner. I want it with conditioner. And we can lower that, turn it on. And unfold, lower, with conditioner, turn it on. Drive up there and stop. Okay, don't need that on, do need that on. And auto heading, set cardinal 0, go, and X. And there we go. GPS is active. There's a little bit of mist grass there. But like I said, that tractor can run that baler all day, every day. Never going to be a problem. So I do have, with the wrapper, I do have the option. I can run big bales, which means they'll bypass the wrapper and just drop out the back fully wrapped. Or I can create 150 centimetre bales, which the wrapper will wrap. So I'm thinking if I do contracts, I will probably end up with taking the wrapper with me and using the Deutz and the John Deere for silage bale contracts, because then I don't have to worry about getting the material wrapped. But slow down. We'll drop that to about 14 kilometers an hour. That should allow the dude back there to keep up with us eventually. I do run with trailer weight limits, and that can make things a little bit interesting. I prefer to do it that way. It makes things a little bit more realistic. However, a lot of mod grain trailers, grain trucks do not have the maximum weight set, so they are not capable of running with that. So, you know, you end up, they're always full by volume, they never consider weight, which is unfortunate. But outside of that, all the in-game trailers and a fair few of the mod trailers do run with trailer weight limits, and so when possible I try and stick to those vehicles. I am going to adjust this if I can figure it out. Yes. Okay, go back on there. Where's the Massey? Are we leaving it? Oh, we're leaving it a long way behind. So we're gonna need to slow this down a little bit more. But doing it this way, I don't have to drive the baler, so that's a good thing. It just means if I want to wrap the bales, I'm going to have to use the Anderson, which involves front loaders and all sorts of shenanigans. It's not hardship, it's just yeah, it's just a thing. And we are going to have a bale issue, which will give a chance for the Massey to catch us. Don't roll away. No, 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 no. Okay, we have a runaway bale, like I said. That can always be an issue. That's fine. What I'm going to do is that, and then I'm going to tack over this way so that the bale in front of us isn't a problem too. So by adding conditioner we get semi-dry grass. If I didn't add the conditioner we'd have got wet grass. Wet grass is not something a worker can handle, so ideally I want to make sure that we're always producing conditioned grass, which technically probably isn't possible with that John Deere Batwing, although you're probably not supposed to use that for any sort of production mowing. It's, you know, cut grass where it's inconvenient. This probably has a conditioner, so you get conditioned grass out at the end of it. And then you need to ted it to make drier grass and hay. So you can take wet grass, you can ted it once to convert it to conditioned, you can ted it again to turn it into whatever the next level of grass is, and then you can ted it one final time to make it hay. Or you can set the tedder to just convert whatever's on the ground to hay directly in one step. The others are a stepping stone. So if you want conditioned grass and you cut wet grass, you have to step it up by one. If you want to create hay, no, if you want to create semi-dry grass from dry grass, you have to ted it twice. There's no way to get part way. You can also ted backwards. So if it rains and you're role playing, you can make it so that the grass dries out. You know, oh, it was drying, but it rained, so now I have wet grass again. If you want to do that. Okay, I'm thinking we can hit it back up to 15 kilometers an hour and we should be quite good there. So I have tried to roll this field, and I'm pretty certain the only way you can get it rolled so that it says it doesn't need to be rolled anymore is by replanting it again. We already did that once, so not something I'm inclined to do again. I want to make it round that corner before Mr. Massey Ferguson gets here. Woo! And we made it. Okay. How many headlands? We've done 2 at that end, 2 at the other end. So we're about to do a 3rd. So for grass, I like to have 3 headlands. It gives me enough room to get this contraption turned around in the clear area, and the hedges do get in the way. That was one of the problems with just leaving the Massey unattended on a worker doing all of this with the small equipment that we have. It would get wrapped up in a hedge every so often and be a problem for us. So I hope doing this doesn't mess him up. So invariably I'd have to come in here. The rake didn't do to the edge of the field, so I would have to come back and rake the ends. And what else didn't work? And obviously baling is... workers don't do baling. The worker's going to have some issues with that corner. The worker's already got issues. And that's because I went backwards. Workers don't like you when you go backwards. Still. Not a huge amount of grass to catch up with. Even a 125 horsepower. This is a very low horsepower baler. It's probably something like 70 horsepower, but Massey does have a little bit of a struggle. The wheels are not spinning, so it's not a traction problem. Oh, but that's a problem. We'll just drive up on top of the baler. Nobody will notice. I don't know why I bothered doing that, because we're going to have to come back to each end and tidy up the bits that the worker just couldn't cope with. But that works okay. We should be online there to go back. Follow. Oh, you need empty, do you? Well, let's do that. Oh, there you are. The other thing I've learnt with trailer weight limits, these carts are good. They can't haul a full load of wheat. Wheat is quite heavy. But they do... Barley is much lighter. And it seems so is oats. So we do get full loads with those. I think soybeans are fairly light as well. Get this loaded. We will upgrade the harvester. I'm not sure whether I want to upgrade the harvester or whether I want to get a second one. Some of the fields on this map are a little bit tight. So getting a huge harvester to do them with is not going to be the greatest plan. Although that said, this harvester is perfectly fine doing what we're doing here. Our farm isn't too big for it. So maybe I don't need to worry about the farm for a while, or the harvester for a while. And this is our traditional harvester for the Saturday morning stream. I think every farm since Lawfold's Oakfield Farm and this one, we've always started with a Fendt harvester. Actually, we tell a lie, we have not started with a Fendt harvester. What we've started with is nothing, and then bought a Fendt harvester because we needed one. Well, yeah, we got to the point where renting a harvester every year was probably not the best plan. Okay, going to run this up here. I should have enough room to turn around and not hit the Massey coming back the other way. Or maybe I will. Come on, you can do it. Move. Fine. We'll fold that up. Then I can fit through the gap. Actually, down, lower it, and I think that's what that strip of grass is wide enough for the front mower to do on its own, but I'm not sure I'm accurate enough driving it. And there's a bit at the end. Oh well. What's he doing? He's thinking about it. Okay, you're good to go. Let's now the thing here is this is the third headland at this end, and back there it's not full width, but once we come down that strip it will be a good size. Yeah, we'll have done it sufficiently. Okay, we'll again go around here. Line it up on that line and off we go. Let's put it on cruise control so we don't outrun the Massey. I might need to drop us down to about 12. He's not happy. 12. That's a good number. Okay. I mean, obviously the nice thing about having a bigger harvester is the tank, not necessarily the header. But still. But that said, there are some fields on this map which would benefit from maybe something a little bit larger, not the biggest harvesters, but I think something like a Plastorian's a good harvester with a good size tank, a good size header. And we are getting into the realms of larger fields. Obviously that first one, the oat field that we're currently doing, is big, but again it's not too big for the harvester. So do I really need to concern myself with the harvester size? Okay, let's go around here. Massey's made the turns. That's good. Oh, we also have a ton of celebrations coming up this month. It's our wedding anniversary. Ooh, what's today? For 2 weeks' time. Teenage Osa has a birthday in about 2 weeks' time. Her brother has a birthday soon, but the party for that is in 2 weeks' time. Our former foster child turned 6 a couple of days ago. So lots and lots of stuff happening. And a lot of snow on the ground, so we're not going anywhere. We were supposed to be going to a birthday party today, but... And again, I forgot to check the... Excuse me a minute. Energy outage map. Take a look at that. So lots of snow yesterday, and that is March 4th. That's today at 12 p.m, which should be lunchtime. Okay. So there should be church tomorrow. If they get the power restored when they say they're going to get it restored. And once again, we did not lose power because we have a generator, so the power never goes out. And we still haven't used the generator this year, in spite of the fact that power's gone out all around us, and we're a lone island in the middle of the outage map where the power is still going. So and as I said last week, the thing is the road that leads to our housing area. They chopped down 30 foot of trees away from the edge of the road. So the power lines are seriously not at risk of any trees ever falling on them. And last year, there were trees hanging off some of the lines where they'd broken, and not exactly ideal. Anyway, I think at this point I'll start doing alternate rows, just because this is a big tractor and it's just easier to do it this way. I could do it tight turn, but I'm actually going to slow us down to 10. Let the Massey catch up.